Hi, welcome to Library with Mrs. Brooks. Today's story is Pete the Cat, which is a favorite character. Pete the Cat checks out the library. I love it, yay! And it's by James Dean, and I'm able to read to you today with permission from HarperCollins publisher. So let's get to it. Pete the Cat checks out the library. Pete's mom is taking him to the library for the first time. Here we go. Look at that. All right. Here we go. Sorry about that. The librarian gives Pete his very own library card. Cool, says Pete. The librarian smiles. Time for the tour. Have you gotten your library card? Do you know a library card is free? You didn't know that? Yes, you can go to your library and get a free library card. And that library card lets you check books out for free. Yes. The librarian takes Pete through the library, and there's a big desk where people wait to check out books. Pete sees some of his friends reading at a long table. It's very peaceful and quiet. How relaxing. The librarian takes Pete to her favorite room. There are lots of Pete-sized chairs and tables and shelves, and there are books of every size, shape, and color. What do I do now? Pete asks. Well, now you read a book, the librarian says. Well, which book should I read? Asked Pete. You can read any book you like, says the librarian. Pete looks around. There are so many books. Wow. And that's what's great about the library. You can pick any book you like. You like about all kinds. There's so many. So Pete picks up a book about airplanes and jets. Look at that, and he's reading about them. He reads it and pretends he is a stunt pilot. He flies a super fast jet and does loop-the-loops and spirals high in the sky. Wow. Then Pete finds a book with dragons, wizards, and unicorns on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he is a powerful wizard using magic spells and a special wand to defend his castle against a fire-breathing dragon. Whoa, look at that. There he is. Look at that unicorn. And he's defending his castle against the fire-breathing dragon. Next, Pete opens up a book about spiders and insects. He reads it and imagines that he is a scientist studying all types of critters in the wild. Look at that. He has the little microscope and his book about bugs. And you see he's thinking. He's got his little thinking cloud going on. He has to be very still to study some critters and very fast to study others. See? He's still when he's looking at the spider, but then he's chasing the butterfly. Wow. It's nice to think about imagining being all those different things. Then Pete chooses a book with all sorts of scary monsters on the cover. It is a book of fairy tales. Pete reads it and pretends that he is in a dark, spooky forest trying to outsmart a big, bad wolf. Pete puts that book back on the shelf because it is too scary. Some books you just might not like. Pete opens up a book about the pyramids in Egypt. He reads it and pretends that he is an explorer riding a camel across the desert and climbing to the top of a giant pyramid. There's a camel. And there he is. He climbed to the top of a pyramid. These really exist in Egypt, a faraway place in the world. You could be an explorer one day when you grow up, just like Pete's pretending. Next, Pete picks up a book with all sorts of robots on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he is a robot at a robot dance party. Look at that. His arms and legs make whizzing sounds when he moves. When Robot Pete speaks, he says bleep, bloop, bleep, bleep, bloop, bleep. That sounds like fun. Next, Pete picks up a book about superheroes. He reads it and pretends that he is a superhero. Oh, I like that picture. That sounds like fun. He flies around the city in a colorful cape, chasing bad guys and saving the day. Oh, that's a nice thought. Then Pete spots a big book about the ocean and all its creatures. He reads it and imagines that he's a scientist in a submarine deep in the Atlantic Ocean, looking for whales, squids, and sharks. Wow. That's a fun time. So many things to imagine. There are so many wonderful books to read at the library. Pete can be whatever he imagines with a book. Reading is super groovy. And that's what makes reading so much fun. You don't have to go anywhere to use your imagination. You can read a book and pretend to be and go anywhere in the world. I love this story, and I love the library, and I love books. I hope you enjoyed this story too. Bye.